I thank the Prime Minister for responding to my speech. I've got two clarifications. The Prime Minister said that budget estimates are prepared by MOF as economists based on available data, including GDP growth projections. While I accept that GDP growth is highly sensitive to external shocks and can deviate significantly from forecasts, and this impacts actual fiscal position, but in the interest of transparency, will MOF provide more disclosure regarding the methodology of its revenue projections? For example, are GDP assumptions pegged to the midpoint of the official forecast range at the start of the fiscal year? And what is the specific weighting of GDP growth in fiscal estimates? Secondly, the Prime Minister argued that these deviations are within a reasonable range and result in unavoidable volatility. However, this does not fully account for the systemic nature of the trend. Could the Prime Minister explain why there's a consistent directional bias towards conservative fiscal marksmanship over the past 20 years, excluding the 2 years of exceptional circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic and the FY 2023 modular package allocation? 18 of these 20 years, the actual surpluses have consistently exceeded original estimates by significant margins. A review of the historical data shows that these variances frequently reach double-digit, triple-digit, or even quadruple-digit changes.
The MOF economists, when they look at fiscal projections, use the government's forecast of the economy, which is also published. We would typically use the midpoint of the range. And then, of course, you have to factor for because this is in nominal terms, you have to factor for that. And the projections are done on those bases, right? There is a well-defined methodology used by many governments to project revenue, which often are tied to incomes. There's a certain buoyancy estimate of how buoyant the revenue is when incomes rise. So the GDP is the most critical assumption in many revenue projections. The estimates are what they are. Why have we seen more revenue upsides than downsides over the years? Perhaps there is a simple explanation to this, which is that we have consistently performed better than expected. We should welcome that.